Hey friends, welcome back to Walt Christie World, where I talk about all things Disney and Disney pins and whatever else Disney I can think of. Today I have something a little different. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite things from 2020 and then a little bit about some goals I have for 2021. Not too much of that because I'm not a huge goal setter, especially for this coming year. I just want to leave things open-ended so I'm not disappointed. So anyway, with that said, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I want to apologize. The neighbors 2 doors down and across the street are getting a new roof. So if you hear some sounds, that's probably what it is. I'm hoping since I have a directional mic, it won't pick that up, but just in case, that's what that is. Also, my dog's inside because our fence is broken, so he may bark. So much has happened this year already, guys. I have had the stomach bug. I have had a tree fall on my fence. What's happening? The stomach bug came from my daughter. She picked it up probably at daycare and then passed it to me and my husband. And thankfully, none of us had it really, really bad. So not terrible. But then New Year's Eve night, a pine tree in our backyard just snapped in half and fell on our brand new fence. So dealing with insurance and quotes and things to get that sorted out. And having to take the dog out on a leash has been really fun. Fun start to the new year, but we're not going to think about those things anymore. We are going to talk about some of our favorite things from 2020. And I'm going to start with this one that you can probably see in the shot. I've gotten really, well, I started getting into plants in 2018. Yes, 2018. My daughter was going to be born in 2019. So I was pregnant for the last half of 2018. And I guess like something about the idea of raising a human made me want to start to be able to raise plants. And I've kept a couple of plants alive from that time period, but just in the last like 6 months, I've added a lot of plants to my collection. And this is one that my mom actually gave me for Christmas. It is a pencil cactus. We were at our local nursery picking some things out and it jumped out at me. They have a pencil cactus at Morris Nursery that is 9 feet tall. It's in one of their greenhouses and the trunk is like this big around and it like comes up and like curves over in the greenhouse because the greenhouse is not 9 feet tall. So it's crazy. And so I still have this guy in a nursery pot. I'm going to pot it probably here in a month or two. I've read that it's better to pot them in the spring and to leave them in their nursery pot until then. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I'll probably just go ahead and put it in that terracotta pot for now. And then when it gets warm, I want to move him outside because I think he'll like the light on our back porch. So, and I want to see if he'll get tall. My friend Margaret has one too that is taller than her now. So that's my goal, is for him to get really tall and just look really cool and funny. I just think they look so funny. Anyway, okay, so that's one thing. Another thing that I wanted to mention was Rothys again, because I made a video in February about my February faves and I had my loafers in that video. And I've since ordered the Chelsea boots and this is kind of a light purple color and I'm loving them. I haven't worn them a ton because I prefer to wear them without socks. So once it started getting a little cooler, I kind of stopped wearing my Rothys because, you know, I don't want my feet to be cold. So they're really good for spring, summer, fall. I feel like not as much winter. So, but I really like the shape of these and I'm excited to wear them a lot come spring. And I do, a lot of people on the February video, I guess, found that video because they searched Rothys and I had it in the title. And several people asked me like, you know, after a few months, like, do you still like them? Yes, I have had my mustard colored ballet flats for over 2 years. Still love them, still wear them all the time. They still look good as new if I wash them. After probably like 3 or 4 wears, or like, okay, I can wear them more than 3 or 4 times if I just wear them to the office, but like if I wear them out one day and like do a lot of walking and maybe like get dirt on them or something, then I just go ahead and wash them because it doesn't hurt them. Like I've washed them so many times and they still look good as new. So, and the loafers are the same way. I feel like the loafers haven't shown, maybe it's the color, but they haven't shown as much like dirt and stuff. But anyway, yes, I think they're worth it. But I'll put my code in the description again. I got like $40 off of the Chelsea boots because a few people used my code from my last YouTube video. So thank you for doing that. That was really awesome to be able to use that. So I'll put that code in there again, and I think you get $20 off and I get $20 off, which is win-win. Okay, since we're on the topic of shoes, this is another 2020 fave. These are boots that I bought for my daughter from Zara. How stinking cute are those? They zip up the side, so you don't actually use the laces. They're kind of a pink color, definitely have a Doc Marten style to them. My husband says she looks like a punk when she wears them. But I love them. She loves them. She actually picks them out. I let her pick her shoes out because, I don't know, I just like to give her choices. I feel like that cuts down on the whining if she doesn't get her way, if that makes sense. So a lot of times she picks them out and they don't actually match what she's wearing, but I just let it go because life's too short. But yes, I love those boots and she loves them, and they're almost too small, which makes me really sad. I'll talk next about this dry shampoo. So I wash my hair every 3 days, which means I have a wash day and then 2 dry shampoo days. I was using Moroccan Oil Dry Shampoo, and it's okay. It's good. Like, I didn't hate it, but I wanted to try some different things. I don't like Batiste. I don't like Not Your Mother's anymore. I used to before I tried nice dry shampoo. I tried that, I think it's just called R & Co or Row & Co or something that's like really popular. Don't like it. That's what's in my hair right now. Like, literally can't tell that I even put anything in it. It just feels dirty. But this chlorine, let's see if I can focus. Yes, chlorine is what I got. I want to say, I don't remember who recommended it. I saw it on like a blog or something and decided to try it. It's unfortunately just as expensive, if not more so, than Moroccan Oil, and it's smaller, but I feel like it lasted just as long. So I really like it. It has oat milk. I don't know. I just feel like it worked really well, and so far it is my favorite of the dry shampoos I've tried. I would like to try a few more. If anybody has a brand they like that they want to recommend, drop it in the comments. I would like to know. And if it's less than $24, even better. Okay, next I'll talk about coffee. So this is so funny to me that I really like this stuff, but it's the Chamberlain Coffee, which is Emma Chamberlain's brand. If you're on YouTube, you know who Emma Chamberlain is. My friend and I, anytime we get together, we end up just like getting on YouTube and watching a bunch of videos, and we watched her videos the last time that the only time she's been to this house to visit. And so for my birthday, she sent me a box of this Chamberlain coffee, and this is the Social Dog blend, and these are the bags. So basically it's like tea. It's like when you make tea with a tea bag. It's coffee, but it's in a bag, and you just put it in and you steep it like it's tea. And it's super easy, and it's single serve. So, you just make one coffee or one thing for yourself, and there you go. You head out the door. Super easy. One bad thing about it is it's $2 per piece. So you get a 10 piece or a 10 bag box for $20, which is insane. I mean, that's like going to Starbucks. So a tall Starbucks is like $2.14 or $2.20 something. So a little expensive, but I really like the convenience, and the coffee tastes good. So I haven't tried any of the other blends, but I might in the future. Next is going to be this ring holder. So I had this made. A friend of mine named Christy owns a place called Studio Botanica. I'll see if I can find a link. I don't know if she has a website, but she has like a Facebook and Instagram and all that. She works out of Louisville, Kentucky, or somewhere close to Louisville. She and I connected years ago when I had an Etsy shop, or I have an Etsy shop now, but it's the same shop. I just used to sell photography, photo prints of this miniature series that I did in college. But so we met through that somehow. Etsy used to be, or maybe I just don't use it the same way, but it used to be a lot more of like a social thing. Like, I had a lot of little friends that we had Etsy shops. But anyway, so she has kind of pivoted. I guess she still does her Etsy stuff, but she does a lot of like floral stuff, weddings and all that kind of stuff. But she still does these things where she puts flowers, dried flowers in resin. She makes like necklaces, earrings, things like that. And she posted about ring holders. And so I took a few pieces from my bouquet and then a few pieces from that I had saved from my dad's funeral spray and sent them to her, and she put a couple of different ones in this ring holder for me. So not only is it like a cool homemade gift, it's not a gift because I bought it for myself, but anyway, cool homemade thing, but it's meaningful to me. I was just tired of having my bouquet sitting around, dried, ugly, yucky. It didn't look good, and neither did the stuff for my dad's funeral spray. It felt good to me to save it for a few years, if that makes sense. But then it was nice to just preserve one piece of it in this way instead of just having the dried flowers out in my house. So love that. And I actually keep my ring on it all the time because I've gained so much weight that I can't wear my ring anymore. Love it. Okay, next, I've talked about these several times, but Magic Candle Company. So glad I found them this year. This is just the only one that I haven't burned yet, Banshee Flight. I'm currently burning Wilderness Lodge downstairs. It smells amazing. But I'm so glad I found them this year. Their candles are great. I got on a kick of Bath & Body Works candles because, you know, they have that big sale, and so I got a bunch for really cheap. And they're great, and there's a lot of really good smells, but they're just not as good as Magic Candle Company candles, in my opinion. Magic Candle Company, I can smell all over the house. Bath & Body Works, you almost have to be right on top of it to smell it. Not every candle is like that. Some of them throw better than others, but Magic Candle Company has consistently had good throw. And then shout out to my friend Beth, who also just started making candles a couple of months ago. But she's local to me, so not really something that you guys could participate in. But if you are in Jackson, definitely check out Wisdom House Design Candles at Garner Blue Company, Garner Blue Shop. I'm saying a lot of words really quickly and getting them mixed up, but we have a shop in Jackson called Garner Blue Shop, and they sell Beth's candles, and they're awesome. Beth makes the vessels for the candles too, so everything's just beautiful because she's so stylish. Okay, and then almost done here. So this is one of my Charmed and Cozy pins that I got this year. This one's a Figment design. She is doing, I guess she's continuing this year because I got a notification that my Patreon was renewed. So it's a Pen Pals Club, and I've mentioned it in videos before, but she sends you a pen every month, and they're all Disney related. She has different tiers. I know she has a tier this year that's like you get a moving pen, which is really cool. I thought about upping mine, but I just can't. Like I've got too many subscriptions. Like I cannot do more. So I'm gonna stick with what I have, but it's just so fun to get a new pen every month. That has been so fun to do, and I'll leave a link to her Patreon below, and if you feel inclined to sign up, I know she would super appreciate it. She's a small business just like me, so anytime I can support small businesses, I try to. But last but not least is my Full Focus Planner, which I don't know if I've mentioned on here before. So this is, just to give you a little peek, this is today. This is the beginning of every week. I put out like all of the things I want to get done, and then you pick out a top 3, which I haven't done for this week yet. And then you lay out your day in a similar way. You have your top 3 and then other tasks, and you can put your appointments on here. So yeah, it's really nice. It has, almost fell. Other features like a streak tracker. So like say I wanted to remember to pray every day, I could track my progress there. Remember to drink a certain amount of water every day, or exercise every day, whatever. You can track those things and like keep up with your progress, and then like tally your percentage for the month of how often you did those things. Quarterly goals, and a few other things. It's a really, really useful tool. It is expensive, especially considering it's a quarterly planner, so you have to buy it 4 times a year. They do offer a subscription service, so you get a discount if you sign up for like, you know, to get it every month or every quarter. But I haven't committed to that yet. So we'll see if I stick with it. I may just get in the habit of like making these lists and things, and then just go to a blank journal that I can buy for like $5 instead of $50. Okay, it wasn't $50, but with shipping, it gets to close to $50, which is just wild. Anyway, this was my Christmas gift though from my husband. I already had one from last quarter, and I guess he saw it and decided to get me a new one, which was very sweet. I was not expecting it. So that is all I have for my favorites for 2020. And really quickly, I'll talk a little bit about 2021. I still haven't made all of my goals for the year yet, but it's just a weird year. And it's still a weird year, even though it's a new year. I'm happy for people like feeling optimism for a new year and thinking things are going to be better. I just haven't quite gotten there yet. I still feel pretty pessimistic about life right now, especially with all the stuff that's happened at our house. And it just seems like life is like, just over and over. And I don't even have it that bad. Like, there are people suffering way worse. But it just, those little things add up and they really get to you. So it's just, I don't know, hard to look forward and feel optimistic, even though it's a new year. But still going to talk a little about my goals. So one thing is that I will renew my, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to talk about this. Okay, really quickly. Another of my favorites was, I was going to talk about my favorite book from last year that I read, and it is Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi. I'll write that in the comments because her name is spelled like not like it sounds, so that way you can look it up. But great book. And she also has another book called Homegoing, sorry. I haven't read that one yet, but I have it and plan to read it soon. Okay, sorry. Now back to 2021. So I will renew my reading goal, which is 52 books a year. I've done it for the last 2 years, 3 years, something like that, and managed to get there. I think this year I finished my last book like on New Year's Eve, which it should have been ahead of schedule, but that book was just not great that I read at the end of last year. And so I was like kind of slow getting through it. I would really like to exercise more. I know that's like the thing that everybody does, but truly I feel so much better when I exercise. I'm not going to set like a goal per se of like run 3 times a week or run 400 miles in a year or anything like that, because when things sidetrack or get me off course, then I get frustrated and then I just stop. So I think my goal is just going to be to move every day. So whether that's going for a run or just doing like 5 sun salutations, whatever it takes to just move my body a little bit every day. And I may, just do like some stretches or whatever. I don't want to commit myself to like exercising 5 days a week, which is what I've done in the past. And I keep it up for like 3 weeks and then I get tired. So just going to try to move every day. And one of the other goals I have that's going to be like hopefully in just the first quarter is to rebrand my t-shirt shop. I have the like name figured out, and my friend Katie's helping me with the design, and we've pretty much got it like figured out. We just have to do it. So I'm hoping that will be done in February. I think that's it. I can't remember if I had any other goals. If I did, I've forgotten them already. If I haven't written them down. Oh, I remember one. Y'all like how I'm so organized? I'm always like, oh yeah, one more thing. I'm like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. So I came up with a chore chart, and I know this sounds so like office manager-y, but I wrote it all down on a whiteboard. I'm going to try to get something a little more nice looking, like maybe print something out and laminate it so it looks better. But my plan is to just write the last date that I've done each chore, so that like when I'm like, oh, okay, I have 10 minutes to do something, to clean something, I can look at the chore chart and see, okay, what has been left alone for too long and I need to attend to it. But there's going to be some things that I do like weekly, wash the sheets, vacuum, things like that. But other things that I may not notice, like clean the upstairs bathrooms because they're not used as much. I may not notice that they need to be cleaned. And I'm sorry, I don't clean my bathrooms every week. I just clean them when they need to be cleaned. Maybe that's gross. I don't know. And then the kitchen kind of has to be kept up with daily pretty much. But you know what I mean? Like dusting. Like I don't think to dust ever. But if I look at the chore chart and it's been 2 months since I've dusted, then I can do that. So that is what I'm hoping to be able to implement this year to keep us on track. We're in a new house. So that was like clean when we moved in. It's still relatively clean. So I just want to keep it that way. I can't think of any other goals that I should talk about. So I'm just going to end it right here because I feel like this has already gone kind of long. And I have a squash in the oven I need to go check on. So I hope y'all's year is off to a good start. And I hope you're feeling optimistic more so than I am. But next week, I've got a ton of pen mail I need to open because I did some trades and I still haven't opened them. So look forward to that next week, and I will see you then. Bye.